to you. It's time now for the Martin County Difference with your host, dancing realtor Julia Sansevier.
Careful the microphone. Hi everybody, Julia Sansevier. Thanks for joining us. I'm live on Facebook and I've got Jacqui Thurlow-Lippisch here and Devin Carlson. We have my sponsor, the Mambo Level, Devin Carlson from AudiStuart. Thank you, Devin.
Pleasure to be here.
And we've got Jacqui Thurlow-Lippisch, who's our commissioner from Sewell's Point, making a difference in Martin County with all of her efforts on behalf of the we need to squeeze together so we can all be seen. Come on, scooch in. We love each other. All the difference in the world she makes for the Indian River Lagoon and the St. Lucie River. And the show is all about making a difference, and Audi makes a difference. They've got a beautiful building up there on US 1 and some gorgeous cars. And we're going to talk to Devin about everything that's going on. The point of the show is to point out the differences about Martin County, how great we are, and it all started with the Dancing with the Martin Stars that they asked me to do that because I got Realtor of the Year, and I'm sitting with another Realtor of the Year from 2007, Jacqui. And so I've got to raise money, you guys, and you got to help me do it. And I'm at $21,000. I'm closing in on my goal of $25,000, and of course I'd like to go above that, because it all adds up and goes into my score to win. And who doesn't want that mirror ball trophy? Well, I do. Hi, Frank. Frank's here.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So I'm going to turn this over to my sponsor really quickly so he can tell us where he is, his website, and all the good things about that. Hi, Devin.
Hello. Well, thank you very much. My name's Devin Carlson, as you stated, and I'm the general manager of AudiStuart. We're located just south of Indian Street on Federal Highway on the west side of the road.
Yep.
We've been there since December of 2013, so we're going on, I guess, year 3.
Unbelievable.
Excited to be in the community.
Yeah.
You can see us at AudiStuart.com. So.
Yes, and you are at exactly 3990 Southeast Federal Highway. But what is beautiful about that is that you lend your facility to good causes. And that's how I first met you, was the Women's Club of Stuart.
So yeah, we've really tried to embrace the community as much as possible,
Yeah.
and it's been a part of the store and a part of the operation. Something as we opened the store, we decided we wanted to be a part of the community and invest in the community and do everything we could to embrace that. So.
And how are you finding Stuart? Because you're not originally from here.
Correct.
You
Yeah,
like it?
I love Stuart. So it's a great community, great people here. They've really embraced us as well, being there, which is good. And so it's been a good thing all the way around.
It's a win-win.
Definitely a win-win, definitely.
Well, thank you for the win-win of providing me with the Mambo sponsorship of $1,000 that really helped lift me up. And you're one of my 2 Mambo sponsors, and Jackie's husband, Dr. Ed Lippisch, is the other, and I can't thank them enough, and you. It's just an enormous task to raise money, but it's all for a good cause. It's to help little babies ensure that they have a healthy start with the Healthy Start Coalition, and with the Zika virus raising its ugly head, this is more important and more relevant than ever before because babies are affected. And speaking of my sweet baby here, hello, Jacqui.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
How many years have you been Town of Sewell's Point Commissioner?
8. I was a young woman when I started.
You're still young.
Right out of high school.
Right out of high school.
Yeah.
That's right. And you didn't get paid for that, right?
No, it is a volunteer position. Most people don't realize
Amazing.
that.
I know.
And you have all the responsibilities and legal responsibilities of any commissioner.
Wow. And I must say that you ran a heck of a good campaign for Martin County Commissioner, we just came through that campaign. And I was talking about it to Devin out in the hallway before you got here. And I'm sure most everybody out there knows that Jacqui just barely got taken by, well, 1.5% edged out. I would say edged out. Not a huge popular vote for the other candidate, He wasn't a slam dunk. And the reason is because of the sham candidate. So I'm looking to get a movement going to stop and plug up that loophole in Florida where somebody can walk up and write their name in and they don't have to pay anything, they don't have to get any petitions to get their name on the ballot, and they can thwart the election. So I feel in my heart it was stolen from you. So
well, thank you for sharing, and I appreciate it. It was a good campaign for both candidates.
It was, and yours was very clean and above board, and I think that's the reaction on Facebook everybody's having. So I know we're not supposed to talk about religion or politics, but I just wanted to talk about the elephant in the room and say that keep up the good fight. And the reason we love you so much is because you are so down to earth, real, you listen, you don't judge, you really listen, and you work at it. And you've had a blog about the river. This was your main focus, but you're also good on business and economics, because the river is our business here.
Absolutely, the river is business.
Yeah. So, and Devin is having an event about the river coming up.
Yep, so we have an event in November. We're partnering with Lynn Barletta of Envisioneering School of Arts.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so talented.
Yeah, she's an incredible person, and we've done a couple auctions with her before, very successful, and so this one is called actually Save the River, and there's going to be 30 students there. They'll be doing different artwork that'll be up for auction. So
is this open to the public?
It will be. Yeah.
Okay. And do you have a date?
We will be doing invitations, but we would certainly welcome anybody. In. I don't have the exact date yet, but I will soon.
Well, we'll stay tuned for that. And
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it is so great. Anybody doing anything for the river is wonderful. And Jacqui's blog, she's been at it for many years now, and I saw the article that you posted today, I think it was, about Lake Okeechobee's algae blooms, and I just wanted to get into that a little bit. I printed it out. Your brother has been doing a good job of documenting.
My brother's
Todd.
amazing.
Yeah, and he's a lawyer in town, and your husband Ed has a plane, and you're the reason that it really made front page headlines 3 years ago, the lost summer, they call it, because you took a picture of the St. Lucie Inlet. It looked like an oil slick. It was horrible. And if it had been a real oil slick, there would have been more action taken. But oh, it's just a little lake water coming out, and it's no big deal. But it is a big deal. So can you bring us up to speed a little bit on where we are with the toxic algae, and is it still back there bubbling and brewing?
Sure. Well, as many of you know, this year there was an exceedingly bad algae bloom in Lake Okeechobee that started out in May. It was about 33 square miles, which is quite large. However, by the time it was done growing, because they're blooms, they're growing, it was 239 square miles.
Wow.
So basically, 2/3 of Lake Okeechobee was completely covered in algae. And this was verified through satellite images that my brother, because he's just such a smart guy, started to pull out. And these satellite images are something that the South Florida Water Management District has been using as a tool since 1977.
Okay.
But it's like so many things, and it's just that over time, sometimes we forget the tools we have, or they become boring or something, and so you're not using them anymore. People forget, and basically Todd pulled those out of the closet. And what was so disturbing was that these are government images, and obviously the Army Corps was getting these images, especially because they're federal. The South Florida Water Management District someone must have known. And so they continued to dump the water onto us, knowing how extensive the algae bloom was, and there was really no intervention from the Department of Health, and it was a health, safety, and welfare issue. So we've all kind of calmed down as the algae has gone away, but I have some feelings, I have a feeling that over the next year there may be some legal challenges or other issues, because it was really an extreme situation where there was toxic algae in the lake, and the powers that were knowingly decided that they had to dump it here. And of course you don't want the dike to break, and you don't want to hurt the people.
They're trying to balance the risks.
And for me personally, I mean, of course, but what I'm always really big on, and that's why the images and everything, I'm big on communication. You know what I mean? We should have been in a place where we were able to communicate to people. All we needed to say is not to scare people. It's just to tell them what's happening. There is a 239 square mile algae bloom, a lot of it toxic, in the lake. The water has to come through to us. You need to prepare yourself for what's happening. There were certain areas, particularly in Palm City and Rio, where the early developments, when dredge and fill was allowed before it stopped in the 70s, and the algae, and in the marinas where the algae just piled up. And so these people were really exposed to a lot of toxins. And there should have been, you know, shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Right.
But it was, we all know, you know, we see the American hat up there, Uncle Sam. I mean, there's something, we all just know that it's not right to not give people fair warning when they're going to be exposed to something like this. And I mean, I received multiple calls, just because I'm so into this, from families where they were like, do I let my kids out?
Yeah.
Do I let my kids out? I'm like, I don't think you should until we know what's going on. And of course, I'm in no position to give information. You know, the health department should have been there early on, giving people information.
Well, and it is like a natural disaster of a hurricane where they, oh, somebody's calling. Frank, will you get that? Thanks. So it is like a natural disaster of a hurricane. At least we get a warning with a hurricane. We had a warning here.
I'll have to pass around headsets, but I'll
So
put you on hold for a
we've
second.
got somebody
and then I'll
calling
pass
in.
around
That's great.
headphones, yeah.
Okay, I didn't even give the number. If you want to call in and talk to Jackie or Devin or
Put on
me.
headphones to have a conversation.
Okay, it's 220-WSTU, and that's 9788. So, this is all about making a difference in Martin County. Is it somebody who's on the line? Okay, we'll put them up. Thank you for calling in. Hi there, are you on the line? Hi, what's your name? Hi, Mike, and what's your call about today?
Track racer or drag racer?
He was track, but he wasn't on the track.
Uh-huh.
He was, when he got hit, he was.
Yeah, I mean, Frank, can the listeners hear this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So
You're on.
you're on. Thank you. And Jackie's here and Devin, so we can all talk about the river for a minute. So go ahead, Mike.
Called split line.
Fine, thank you, Captain Mike.
Rural area. I used to ride my motorcycle up there when I lived up there. And a deer came out and hit his front wheel and flipped the bike. The bike fell down, but he slid down the road and then fell down a ravine. Because the reservoir just took it. It was like a mountain.
Yeah,
And the roads, like S-turn around to go like switch back.
Yeah.
So he went all the way down this cliff and hit a tree on the way down, broke his leg.
Right.
Broke all his ribs, broke his collarbone. And he wound up in this remote area in a ditch.
Was there someone else with him?
Yeah. If he wasn't alone, he would have been really, the guy that was with him.
Anything's possible, Mike, and I'll let Jackie respond.
Well, it's so good to have you on the call. Thank you so much. And I don't know if the governor, you know, has done that or done something else, but I think what has a tendency to happen, and I brought an old, this old ad, I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah,
but
Facebook.
This is, when I was putting on my political signs, this one couple gave this to me, and it was from 1998 when the fish had lesions from the situation that time with all of the water. And my point here is that when something is a problem for a really long time, we have a tendency to become numb to it. Even if it's just as dangerous as another situation, like the Zika situation, but I think because Zika is new, it's like the new girl in the class.
The hot, sexy blonde.
Yeah, you have a tendency to pay more attention to her, and that's just human nature.
Yeah. Doing that for 20-some years.
Voice of Martin County.
Yeah, that's what they call me. But actually, it was kind of neat.
Did you retire?
No, she did, but
Yeah.
I probably would have a couple of years.
Yeah.
But
I never get any notes from you or anything, so I never knew if you were there.
I hear all about stuff. I hear about stuff. She runs everything by me, but no. But he's a.
We were the only church.
Way back when you got screwed.
Absolutely, and we definitely have to try to not pit one another against each other. And water applies to everyone in every place. But of course, people get scared as we start talking about changing things. People are afraid we're going to affect their economic lifestyle and their heritage. And I don't know how to achieve it, but absolutely one of the most, if not the most important thing is for us to find a way to communicate, again, that word communicate, to communicate together about the big picture of water, how it's all connected and how we're all connected too. Mm-hmm. So thank you so much, Mike. It's great to hear your voice. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. And it is a good fight, and thank goodness we have Jacqui. I call her my river angel, our river angel. She's our river angel, absolutely. If it wasn't for Jacqui, we wouldn't have the attention on this problem that we do. Thanks for calling in.
Bye-bye, Mike.
If anybody else has any thoughts, please do call in. We're at 972220-9788.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
There we go.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Tell them they can win a free Audi. And we'll get lots of calls.
Oh, hold on a second.
At the river event, have an auction.
There you go. By the way, it's on November 11th.
Oh, good.
It will be at the Infinity location,
Okay.
which is on the same property.
Right.
Sure.
And then
I'll
April
do
we'll
it.
be doing
All right,
another one
excellent. All right,
follow up at the Audi location. So.
That is so great. Well, I'm looking forward to that.
And I just want to say to anyone who may not have been in the Audi, I want to pronounce it correctly, in the Audi building itself. It is a beautiful, beautiful building. And even if you don't think you would buy an Audi or be able to buy an Audi, just stop by and look inside this building. It is one of the most remarkable buildings in Martin County.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very
and that's
much.
why they can throw all these awesome events there, because it's just such a great place to be.
Yeah.
You know,
And
you
I
feel
think-
really good in there.
I think you'd be amazed at how affordable our vehicles are. I think you just mentioned a little bit of a stigma
Yes.
that it's
I'm sorry.
an affordable brand, but that's okay.
Right.
You know, there's some entry-level cars that are priced very well, and of course we have certified pre-owned as well. So
That's great.
Really,
They
really
are-
have something for everybody. So.
I lived in Germany for 4 years, and I learned
They're
a little
everywhere
bit
there.
about cars,
Yeah.
and they were everywhere. They're German cars,
It is a German
right?
car, correct? Yep.
And the
The best.
fastest is the best, isn't it? What did you tell me?
The what?
The fastest car?
The fastest
Do you have
car.
one there in the showroom?
Oh, we have a very fast. It's called the R8.
Yeah, that's the one I'm
it's
gonna take my husband to see.
600 plus
Hi,
horsepower.
Richard. 600 what?
Correct.
Horsepower?
Mhm.
It's a lot of horses.
It is. It is. It's unnecessary, but it sure is.
Why not? Like
Saddle up.
Sure.
We had a caller that called in and just
Yeah.
wanted to, didn't want to be on the air, but
Okay.
wanted Jacqui to recall some of her childhood memories
Oh.
playing on the water.
Ah, that's good.
So,
I would like that, and I would like to summarize also Mike Connor, because I don't think, the listeners on Facebook Live, they can't hear that.
no,
right?
they wouldn't
Okay.
have heard that, no.
Okay, but everybody else out on the radio, or WSTUTV.com. If you're on Facebook and you want to go to there, you can always look at it later. But he had some good things to say about, he agreed with Jacqui, and, you know, was just concerned about the health. It's not so much how it looks, it's what are we doing to our planet and ourselves and things we can't see, like breathing. So, and please do tell us, because you also had a beautiful blog about the tree in your backyard. I want to talk about that. But the water, because we got here and it looked like
Right.
this, and we were like, hey, what's the problem? You know,
Well,
this is the way
once
it
again,
is.
it's earlier today, I was telling Derek, right?
Devin.
Devin, I'm
That's
sorry,
okay,
I was
it's okay.
telling Devin that I attended the Pine School, just like his
Daughter.
daughter.
Daughter Kaylin. Yep.
And I was there in 1970, up to, for 4 years. And, you know, that was back when this area was so small. It was a different place. It was almost like an island. And during that time, the water, of course, like it is today, but even more so, was just,
Pristine.
well, I don't know that it was pristine, but it was available to us. In all honesty, they've been having problems since
Yeah. Since they built the waterway.
1930 is the first time that the Martin County Commission asked for them to close the gates. But we certainly didn't have the kind of issues that we have today, and the population was so much smaller. And I live very close to the water. I lived in Sewell's Point, just like I do today. And we would get on our bikes in the morning before sunrise, and we would get on our Schwinn's, remember Schwinn bicycles?
Sure.
Absolutely.
And we would ride our Schwinn bicycles. There were no cars, like nothing. We would ride our Schwinn bicycles in the middle of the bridge, you know, up the bridge out to Hutchison Island, and we would go right there to, it used to really just be called the Stewart Causeway. And during that time, the government wasn't concerned with tearing down, you know, trees that like were from other countries, you know. Now,
They'll be invasive
Yes.
species, they call them.
So,
Yeah.
so it was full of all of the beautiful Australian pines, kind of like in Jupiter Island. They never took theirs down, and so the wind would be whistling through these trees, and we would just tear off our, not all our, we would just our covers, our covers, and we would jump in the water and swim, and then our friends, and we were young, I mean,
10
kids
years
today
old, 11, 9, 10,
yeah,
11,
10
yeah.
probably, 10, 11, and our friends would pick us up in boats, and to think that like the kids were driving around, you know, I mean, we didn't need a light, I don't know what we were doing, but we were in power boats, and they weren't Audis, but we were in boats, and we would go skiing. We were big skiers. We would ski on the water in the river all day long.
Wow.
And it was, you know, and then at the end of the day, we'd usually go fishing on the docks and catch something.
What
and
did you
then
catch?
You would
Remember?
catch snapper
And you could eat them.
and we would eat them at that time, and we just have, you know, because a lot of the land wasn't developed, so you would
Right.
just, you know, today it would be trespassing. You would just like make your own little place and cook it up, and those were wonderful days, and I feel very, very blessed, truly, that I had that. And, you know, Ernie Lyons, who was the great writer and activist and was the editor of the Stuart News, wrote a piece, and he talked about how he was born in 1915, and he talked about how the river was nothing like it was for him, but to the newer generation, it was awesome. And you know what, as crazy as it may sound to us, the river is still awesome to the kids today.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have all the things in their head that we do to start judging everything. To them, it's still beautiful. And of course, some of them know that, gosh, there are problems, but I still think there is no beauty available to us like the water, especially when the sun comes down and there's a beautiful sunset. And that's why it's imperative that we fight to protect this, because it has to do with our property values, our quality of life, whether we, you know, see beauty in the world or not is very important, even if we don't think about it. If we can't have availability to the water and the beauty that's surrounding it, it really does, it affects whether people will choose to live in Martin County or
Right,
not.
and the tourists, I think of them, they come here and they just expect it to be a certain way, because that's the way it's always been. And if we don't protect it, and if it's not like a Hilton Head, or a, you know, somewhere where they really put in some strict rules, you can't do this and you can do that. You know, the height requirement, thank goodness, a long time ago, the comp plan, they came up with that, to keep the quaintness here. But also, you know, they can clean up the Hudson River, and we can clean this up.
Sure, cleaned up Lake Erie too.
Lake Erie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are powerful minds on it, and I know Jacqui has had those meetings with those leaders, and I'm so glad that they have reached out to you, because you are a voice, and thank you for your voice, and I want you to use that voice and to continue to use that voice, because without you, we die. I really believe that the river will just go away.
That was an amazing picture you just drew, by the way. And
Yeah.
it made me think of, you know, I was down in Coral Springs for 14 years. Didn't really know a whole lot about Stuart. When I came here and we looked at, you know, the ocean and the rivers, I was just amazed how beautiful it is.
Yes,
You know,
they're
and
beautiful.
Lenny, to what you just said, you know, I didn't know
Yes, it's
what
still
it was
beautiful.
prior. I just looked at it now and said, wow, this is gorgeous. And it's just a shame watching what's happening to it right now. So.
Yeah, so we need to prevent
Thank you.
that, and I know, absolutely, and it's really good to hear that you think it's beautiful, because it is, and so why shouldn't we have that?
You know it could be better.
We know it could be better, yeah, and so we fight to keep that, and we can have business, we can have tourism, we can have people living here and working here and playing here, and keep it nice. And you know, the ultimate Girl Scout in me is, and the Boy Scout is like, make it better than when you found
Right.
it. Keep it best, you know, keep it, clean it up your campfire. So
Leave no trace.
leave no trace, that's right. And I mean, gosh, many a concert I went to in Central Park. Yikes, the people that left the trash behind. Oy, those sanitation workers got overtime on those days, you know. So we're going to take a break soon, but we're going to come back and continue to talk with Devin Carlson of AudiStuart. AudiStuart. I thought it was AudiStuart. I like that, the German accent.
Oh, yeah,
And
Audi.
Jacqui Thurlow-Lippisch, who is Commissioner of Sewell's Point and our advocate for the river. And we thank her for being here. She's making a difference. And AudiStuart, AudiStuart is doing a good job making a difference with what they bring, their quality of life for all of us to drive.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
So come on back. We're just taking a short break. See you on Facebook or WSTUTV.com. Ah! All right.
Great.
So that's good. So I'll hold up my little poster and talk about the show and do a little real estate. But I definitely want to hear about your award.
Okay.
Yeah, that's so cool. And you know why you got it.
I didn't expect to be nervous, by the way, also. It was like, I had to kind of like break my nerves. I don't know why. It just happened, you know?
Yeah,
Not a big deal, but.
It's live.
It is live, yeah.
Try to avoid the tabletop noises.
Oh, am I doing that?
And then well, Jacqui was a little bit.
Yeah.
I was, I'm sorry.
No, but less you.
Could you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. But not bad.
Yeah,
Hands in the
it's
lap.
like popcorn going off. in
Tell
my
me about
head.
your award.
The Magna Lead Award. So we won the award our first full year of business, and basically Audi has an award called the Magna Award, and they take the top of the Magna Award and give that to just 12 dealerships in the country. And we actually it's really based off of customer service, but it's all elements of your business and how well you do. And we were the only dealership in Audi's history to do it the first year.
You are kidding.
So it was
Awesome.
really
That is
a great award to have, and something we're very proud of. And last year we got the Magna Award again, so we're just going to try to make it so that we're always
That's fantastic.
Magna Award. So.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. Quality all the way around.
Right.
Yes. And that's what.
There's like an Audi 6 and then an Audi, is it a 6 and an 8? Is that something?
Yep, so you have the A6 and you have the 8. The 8 is our flagship, so that's our big car. And the 6 is, what kind of vehicle do you drive? Okay, we got the Mercedes.
I know.
You're too young to be driving Mercedes.
I know. People
That's
have told me that
that's
they said
people ready to
I'm like an old lady.
So which one are you driving?
It's the 350.
Okay, so is it E or an S? It's an E, so an E class would be like an E6. Same, that's the competitor, same size.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
I actually have an S6 out there.
I do.
Yeah.
My husband for years talked about getting one of the S8s.
We're ready for them. Anytime.
We're already only 20 minutes left. That's
Goes quick.
good. It does. We're having fun.
Now back to the Martin County Difference here on WSTU Digital 1450. Back to your host, Dancing Realtor, Julia Seth.
Hey everybody, Dancing Realtor, Julia Sansevier, going to be doing the Latin Hustle on September 24th at the Lyric Theater live. And I need you to send in your votes, your donations, because those votes, which are donations, help little babies have a healthy start, and they help me win the Mirabal Trophy. They add all of those, yay, I gotta get that. And so the reason is because I want to win.
Right.
I mean, you know, there is that.
Right.
But because my Latin hustle, it's a little Latin, it's a little hustle, you know, and I'm hustling to get those bucks. So
Yeah.
please send in. And I'm having a contest. Oh yeah, I gotta mention the contest. The contest is $25 you send in to healthystart.org and vote for Julia Sansevier. I will enter your name into a Bonefish $100 dining card contest.
Nice.
Yeah, and we're gonna have the drawing on the day before the show, so it's running through September 23rd. So keep those donations coming, you guys. And we had 2 winners the last time around. I'm gonna have 2 winners again. So you could win a nice dinner for 2 at the Bonefish restaurant, which is right here in Stuart, and they're syndicated, or what do you call it, franchise, so they're everywhere. And so you could win and be out in Pahokee or somewhere, you know. But there's that, and then there's dollars for dancing.
Yeah.
So no pole involved.
Okay, good.
But if you don't have $25 to your name,
Right.
but you want to help a baby, and
Yeah.
who doesn't want to help a baby?
Right.
Sweet little babies. Send in a few bucks. That's all. Just a few dollars, 5, 10, whatever you got, 15, and put it to healthystart.org under my name. You'll find the Dancing with the Martin Stars tab there with healthystart.org. And MC for Martin County. mchealthystart.org.
All right.
Find the dancing tab, then I'm the top left. Yay, easy to find, I'm right there at the top. And click on donate, and anything you want to do, PayPal or Visa, any amount is welcome. $100 gets you listed in the program as Friends of Dancing with the Martin Stars. And there are other sponsorship levels. You can do an ad for like, go Julia, don't break a leg, for $250. And you can do a $500 sponsorship, or $1,000, or $2,500, or the big one that's left. We still have only one left, and they're the 2 box seats for $5,000, the big banana, and you get on-site all kinds of bells and whistles, branding, online. And the other thing you get to do if you're a sponsor is come on my radio show, which is my TV show. And speaking of TV shows, so this was on my bucket list. I made a bucket list in March. Anybody ever make a bucket list? Did you make one, Devin?
Not really.
How about you, Jackie?
Not yet.
I'll tell you what, you should do it, because you just never know.
Yeah.
If you put it out there, remember that little book a while back ago about putting it out there and it comes back?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a couple things I would say are on my bucket list,
Yes.
but I haven't written out a bucket list.
Well,
Let's
it's,
say that way.
I hadn't either, and I was thinking, what would I want? But they always say, not only a vision board, but write it down, you know? So I was at a meeting, a real estate meeting, and this person in charge, well, we circled back in August, I went to the Florida Realtors Convention, and she said, everybody remember when I told you to write down that bucket list? Come up to the microphone and let me know if you were successful in any one of your bucket list items. And I thought about it, I'm like, it was like, oh my God, that's right, I did write some things down. So I wrote down, I want to have my own TV show, I want to lose 25 pounds, and I want to be on Dancing with the Stars, or something like that, and win the Mirabelle Trophy. I don't want to be just on it, I want to win it, right? So lo and behold, I'm like, oh my
That's
goodness.
great.
I am doing all 3, because
great.
this is on Facebook Live. I found that out thanks to Carol Dawes. She's like, showed me, look, let's go Facebook Live. So, but it's on WSTUTV.com, which is the webcam for the radio station. And then the Dancing with the Stars came along, and it's Martin County. Who cares? It's still Dancing with the Stars. And I still can have that Mirabelle Trophy if I get enough money and I do enough good on the dance. And so then the 25 pounds, guess what? 22 and a half.
Hey, I was just gonna
That's
ask.
Congratulations.
awesome.
Good.
That's
Yeah.
great, Julia.
So that's the biggest, drum roll please.
great.
And so I'm up for the challenge of the remaining, and plus more, if I can do it, after I saw myself on here last week, I was like, ooh, another 22 wouldn't be bad. So I'm gonna go for it, but the.
You know, they say TV ads.
Yeah,
Right,
that's right.
TV adds 10 pounds.
Sure, yeah, so,
Yeah.
yeah, really need to lose 30.
Know that if you're looking at
Yeah,
it.
that's right. So
He
anyway.
had to bring that up, right?
Yeah.
That was a response.
Yeah, well, you're tall and slim, and you're petite, but, you know, I have what they call big bones. So anyway, I'm doing it, and I encourage you all to do this, to do something that's out of your comfort zone, because it's incredible who you meet, like Devin Carlson. I already knew Jackie, but I'm having them on my show, and look at the thing going on, the Synergy, the river event you're having in November.
That's great.
You've been working on the river. We're gonna get you driving an Audi.
I would like that.
We're
I
gonna
was
get you
just
both
told I
driving
need
an
to,
Audi.
I
That's
need to
right.
get out of my Mercedes into an Audi. I think I will.
Okay.
Change my image.
Yes, there you go.
Neither of you are old enough to be driving around a Mercedes. I hope I'm not offending too many people, but I just had to say that.
No, because my mother had a Mercedes, and I'm like, well, I want one too. So anyway, I wanted to talk about Devin's award.
Yes.
Oh.
Please chime in now. I was looking on Facebook. Tell me your Facebook page.
AudiStuart.
There you go.
Facebook.
It's really simple.
So you're referring to the Magna Award.
Yeah.
Every year, Audi of America does an award. It's called Magna, and basically they award businesses that have great customer service. They do a bunch of different measurements as far as how the business is doing, and they award these awards to the dealer. As part of that, there's an elite, which is basically they take the top 12 dealers in the nation and they give them an elite award. And we are very fortunate. We actually received that our first year in business. It was in 2014.
Wow, it's remarkable.
And,
Yes, great.
From what I understand, we were the first Audi dealership in history to actually do that in the first year of business.
Congratulations.
So we're very proud of that award, and it's very much a team effort.
That's
and it's
huge.
part of who we are as a store. So.
Well, I saw that and I said, this is something, you know, so that's why I wanted to ask you, because it's about customer service, your operating standards, and your business performance. And everybody tune into their Facebook page, AudiStuart on Facebook. It's the Magna Society Elite Award recipient. You can be guaranteed to get top-notch service and be treated like a queen or a king, depending on who you are, because whenever I go in there, everybody is so gracious and nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's not just about selling a car. They're like, how can I help you? What do you need? I'm like, well, I have this cupcake for Devin Carlson.
And you know how much I love your cupcakes. So, that works great, by the way.
Chocolate works.
Yeah, it works.
So I want to thank you for bringing elegance to Stuart through your car
Absolutely.
dealership. And when we saw it being built, I was like,
Oh, it's
what's
a remarkable
that? And then,
building.
yeah, it's really gorgeous.
Wonderful
It reminds me of the
building.
Elliott Museum. It's really in tone and in keeping with nature, but it's got elements of like, down in Palm Beach, the Flagler Museum, they built that crystal case over the train case, so it's just really beautiful and like you feel like you're, and in New York City, the Hayden Planetarium, they rebuilt that and they did the Rose, the people's name is Rose or Rosen, and they built a big glass box around the Hayden Planetarium. And you go in there and you feel like you're walking on air, you know, and you're in
Right.
space.
Right.
So it feels like that and it reminds me of that, which is pretty cool.
Well,
pretty
come to
cool.
AudiStuart.
Yes.
You're
Okay.
walking on air.
There you go. We're coming up with all these good marketing.
We'll have to use that.
things.
We'll have to use that.
That is. All right, well, we're going to take another break, everybody, and we'll come back and we'll do a little real estate information because that's part of my show too. And Jacqui's a realtor, and so we can get down into the weeds on that. All right, thanks everybody. Come on back and tune in. Yeah.
Very nice.
So we also, last year, were the #1 dealership in the nation for customer satisfaction. Of all the Audi dealerships in the
Did you hear that,
I
Facebookers?
think this is remarkable.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew there were a lot of good things that were coming out of your business, but that is absolutely remarkable.
It's huge.
You just got great people. That's all that comes
Well,
down
that's
to.
the Academy Award
Did
for
you hire them
right?
here or they?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But that's like the Academy Award.
You know, when
It's
we
the top thing.
when we started the business, one of the things I wanted to do is bring in people from outside of the business, but I didn't want them to. You know, I wanted people to feel like they were in a car dealership because there is a
That
hustle,
Right, right.
And so that's been great. I mean, it's we've hired some really good quality people. They're running the business, and you know, I think that's really kind of helped with how people feel when they come in the door because people typically have their defenses up when they come to the car dealership.
Absolutely.
We want to make it as easy as possible, and there's no reason, you know, in our business, as long as we're honest, we serve people. It works, you know, and it's the best way to do it. So.
And people appreciate that genuine quality, you know, and I think when you're authentic, that's the word I've been trying to talk about. And you and I had a conversation earlier. Your authentic self, and it's, I said this would be an organic conversation. It is because we're being
I think
us.
you were trying to describe her when you were saying that. She was saying some very, very nice things about you.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
No, but
very
it's
nice.
so
But
from the heart.
it's true. Customer service is the key to almost everything, and yet very few can achieve it.
Yeah.
Very few can achieve it, and if you achieve it, you know, it's a magnet. And
Yeah, it attracts.
that's great. Do you train based here, or is it like a German program they have that they
You know,
bring in?
they do have like certification type training, but I'll be honest with you, I found giving people autonomy to be themselves and not being so wrapped around them all the time and
Right.
micromanaging really helps.
That's
and,
great.
And especially in the service department when you have, we have great service advisors there. You know, you say here.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you're close enough over this way,
Right.
and close to the mic.
Now back
It's a
to the
wonderful
Martin
thing.
County
So they're on
difference here
camera.
on WSTU Digital 1450. Back to your host, Danson Realtor.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. We're having a really good time here. We're going to all be driving Audis by the end of the night.
I'm getting mine tomorrow.
So I'm making some progress here.
Yeah.
I'm getting mine tomorrow.
And I
need
can't-
a new image.
Yeah. Well, I think your image is just fine. But you know what? We could put some like streamers on it, like, you know, the river. Like,
Yeah.
no. I want to thank Jacqui Thurlow-Lippisch and Devin Carlson for being my guests tonight. I cannot thank Devin Carlson enough for being a sponsor for Dancing with the Martin Stars for me, because that is what lifts the whole thing up off the ground and gets us through the door.
Chocolate cupcakes.
And chocolate cupcakes, that's right. Yeah, I found the secret to your desires. Chocolate. And Jacqui's a very good friend of mine, and chocolate works for you too, right?
It does, especially if it's dark.
Okay, then we're in luck. But Jacqui and I are both in real estate, and that's how I met Jacqui, actually, back in
Yes.
like '06, and we were in a class together.
Yes.
And I just remember being spellbound by, I just knew of you, and because you'd been in the business 4 years before I had gotten into it, and you were already on your way. And so there we were in a class, and I timidly asked you, can we have lunch together? And I'm like, well, sure. You know, so we sat down, we got to know each other a little bit better, and it was just so nice. And then you got Realtor of the Year in 2007, quite a distinguished award. And that is the Academy Award for Realtors, I gotta say.
It's a great honor.
It's a great honor. It's a nod from your peers that you've done something right. And in Jacqui's case, it was her voice of distinction rising up about the river, but also her service to her customers and the way that she deals with other realtors. So it's really who that person is, and it's somebody that you push forward, and it's not in a category of pick this one, or this one. It's everyone in the association of about 900 to 1,000 realtors saying, collectively, they write it down, and you send that in, and it's, you don't get a multiple choice. In other words, it's one name that comes to your mind, and so, you know, you might have several choose this person over here, a few more choose this person over here, and then there's an awards committee, and they discuss it, and they select based on the criteria that has been presented. For the people who nominate you, they have to write up why you should get that. So she got that. And that's awesome. So I want to commend you for that. And
Thank you.
And then guess what? I got to follow in your footsteps. I've been following you everywhere. So I got that last year, and that was for 2015 for Martin County. And that's what brings us to the radio station today, is this Dancing with the Martin Stars. You know, I got just above the grass level, and they saw me with the note, because it was in the newspaper, and I have friends with Healthy Start, and they said, Julia, you'd be good at this. And I'm like, really? So it's a challenge, and they interviewed us, and they said, what is it like dancing with each other? You've never met. And so my partner said, it's like a marriage. And I just said, yeah, like an arranged marriage.
Right, and I just quickly want to say that my husband was in
Yes,
Dancing with the Stars
2 years ago.
And I think for him it was one of the top things he's ever done, because talk about the fright of
Yeah.
going before a group of people and dancing.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I went through that whole election, and people were like, oh my gosh, you know, how can you do it? I'm like, oh, that's no problem. But and they'll say, will you do Dancing with the Stars? Never would I do that. So we have to commend Julia, like
And Ed.
we have to be there to cheer her on for
Thank you.
dancing in front of a group of
500 people.
Yes,
the
and-
lyric, and it's
Sold
sold out.
out.
Sold out, right. And so more cowbells, please. I'm from Texas. So we're going to turn to real estate real quick. But yes, Frank. And I'm going to thank Frank Mezzapel, our producer and engineer here.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
You know, the other day we had a show with KC, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
had Troy McDonald on.
Oh,
And
yes.
he was talking a little smack, you know.
Oh,
you know,
Troy.
'cause
I hope you're listening, Troy.
So I'm just
Was
telling
Troy
you,
talking smack?
he was.
That
He's
just,
not allowed to do
This
that
is-
as a city commissioner.
this is
He's
real.
got rules to follow.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so I think,
I think
you
he
know,
had his city commissioner hat off at the time.
Oh,
All
he
right.
did?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm taking notes.
So you know, so fair warning, say, you go out there and, you know, I think it'd be really cool.
I'm gonna bust a move, and
Yeah.
I'm looking at my dress.
Bust a move, don't bust a hip.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. And bust a strap. Remember the costume problems the
Right.
first year they had? But, so we have a little bit of news to talk about. The interest rates are dropping. This is all about real estate here now. There are 5 seconds left. Inventories are getting tighter. Property values are continuing to rise, so that's good news. And, you know, there was speculation that interest rates would increase this year over last year and that the home prices would level off, but we've never seen that. You know, that did not happen in the first half of 2016. So the Federal Reserve is keeping interest rates low, and we will continue to see this trend in the second half of 2016 is the prediction. So if you're buying or selling, we're seeing a tremendous opportunity for anyone looking to make a move in real estate. And rental rates are continuing to increase. More people are looking to purchase a home because of that. It's like, where do I put my money? The problem is not enough inventory in the neighborhoods. And so if you're thinking about selling, please give me a call. I can help you. Your home may be worth more than you think. And I'm your neighborhood real estate expert, and I would be happy to provide a comprehensive evaluation of your property and options for your next purchase. And I appreciate the opportunity to help you and to earn your business. And to that end, I have a Facebook business page. It's Julia Sansevier, Florida Waterfront Specialist. The Facebook page for Dancing with the Martin Stars is Julia Sansevier. It starts with my name, Dancing with the Martin Stars. And if you're live on Facebook, you know I've got my maiden name in there, Julia Clegg Sansevier, so you can keep up with all my hijinks on all of those pages. A couple of listings are announced. I just got a beautiful listing in Port St. Lucie in the Gatlin area, and it's a huge 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house with a den, no HOA, and a gorgeous house. I don't know if you can see it on Facebook, but it's beautiful. And it's in the MLS. It's on Wyckoff. And the people who built it still live there and take meticulous care of it. They've upgraded the kitchen's granite and everything. It's got a nice, just so many fruit trees in the back. It's gorgeous. And then in and so that's out in Port St. Lucie for $370. That's a good deal, under $400 for a huge house. And then $429.9, I've got a foreclosure in Lake Tuscany. Okay, we're wrapping it up. So real quickly, these are some listings that I've got, because the two that I was telling you about for the last couple of months, they went under contract. Yay! And I have a closing on one of them on Friday. And then I have a lot in Port St. Lucie. So if you want to build a house, we've got a lot up there. It's on a really wide canal. No toxic algae blooms.
What's the average price for a house in Port St. Lucie these days?
Gosh, well, I think it's the fourth hottest market right now in the United States. So it's around, I think, 280 to 3, somewhere in there. It's come up significantly, because before it was under 2.
Yeah.
So we're doing really well. In Martin County, the median price range is, I think, in the low to mid 3s. So you can still get an affordable house, but finding one with a pool and all the bells and whistles is it's gonna cost you. We're up, houses like that are more or less, starting to be in the high 3s to low 4s. I had somebody say, I want to be near town. I'm like, okay, it's going to be costly, because the closer you are to town, the more you pay. So anyway, it is what it is. It's a good thing, and the market is continuing to move. And so I just want to remind you about the contest for the bonefish. $100, you can win, and 2 people won, and I sent them in the mail today, because it took me a while, because I've been kind of busy getting sponsors and everything. But bonefish contests, and $25 to mchealthystart.org, or just dollars for dancing, and I'll take anything, and send that to mchealthystart.org. And help me win. And I'm closing in. I'm at 21,000 and change.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
Yes,
great.
And only
congratulations.
2.5 weeks to go. You guys, we can do this. Let's do this.
You're gonna do it.
Thank you, Devin, and thank you for helping me, and to
Pleasure's ours.
and to Jacqui for coming in, and Jackie's husband, who is also one of my top sponsors and a former dancer on the show. He knows how hard it is. So, and thanks, a shout out to Elliot Acosta, my partner, who is the most patient man on earth besides my husband.
And his daughter danced with Ed.
Yes, Megan. Megan's giving me some coaching. Thank you, Megan. So I want to thank Devin Carlson of AudiStuart. You guys go down and see Devin at Audi. And stay tuned to JacqiThurlow-Lippisch.com. Tune in to her blog. I say tune in. Go on the internet and go on her blog. It's all about the river and other interesting topics.
And look for me in an Audi.
Yeah, driving around town. And stay tuned for next week. Next Wednesday at 7 p.m. we have the Red Cross, the American Red Cross, with Robin Hicks Nunley and a surprise sponsor guest. So thanks so much for tuning in. Love you guys. And remember, the Lyric Theater, September 24th. Vote, vote, vote for Julia Sansevier.
Yay!
Hooray!
Okay.
Thank you.
Bravo. Good show.
Bye, everybody. We'll put it on
That
YouTube.
was fun, Julia.
Yeah, right?
That was fun. It was really nice meeting
Fun
you.
meeting you
Yeah.
too. Absolutely,
Great
yeah.
meeting.
I think
I'll see you
we've
again.
met before. But,
And I'm serious. At some
Love
point,
that.
I don't, we'll come in and check it out.
yeah, you should. That'd be great.
I love Germany. I speak German.
Bye, everybody. Thanks.
All right.
For
Now I
high
gotta-
school.
Oh, we got lots of people.
And, I just,
Have to hit
German
the finish
cars
button.
are the epitome, or they're just the epitome of
Don't be talking